Welcome back to Expansive, and this time we're looking at the Ubisoft E3 conference. That's on Monday, 1 PM PT, 4 PM ET, and 9 PM BST on June the 12th. It is expected to be a stacked conference. Unfortunately, like most things Ubisoft, however, it seems that most of it has already been leaked ahead of reveal. Although there are a few things we picked on that maybe we don't know as much about as we think we do, or maybe they won't be revealed at all. But either way, we'll dive right in and then we can find out together. So, talking about the leaks, the big one is Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Yeah, Odyssey, as in not like Super Mario Odyssey, but Assassin's Creed Odyssey. But this actually makes sense because it seems that it's going to have an ancient Greek setting, which obviously ties in very well with the name Odyssey. So, unfortunately for Ubisoft, it was leaked initially by a random picture of collectible merchandise, a keyring, and then Walmart Canada did their thing. And actually prior to that, people didn't pay as much attention to it. That Amazon Canada also leaked the game's appearance back in March. Canada's got a thing about leaking games, I don't know what it is. So yeah, Ubisoft basically okay, here we go, pretty much like Bethesda did with Rage 2, so they unveiled the game briefly by using a teaser gif of a man kicking another man off a cliff a la Gladiator. You know, the "this is Sparta" moment. That one. So we saw that, and that pretty much also confirmed the ancient Greece setting. But if that wasn't enough, some screens have actually now leaked online ahead of the press conference. It does look very similar to Origins, and it shows the rumored dialogue options which have been suggested for the game. So apparently you're going to be able to choose what you say to certain people, and that will structure some of the choices that are made in the game. Sounds really interesting. There's also going to be ship combat in the game, a massive extended skill tree that's going to be slightly different, and the world map does show, as expected, southern Greece, as well as Laconia, which is the home city of Sparta, really tying into that gif. There's also expected to be character customization, so you can make your own Assassin's Creed character for the very first time. So that doesn't sound like you're going to be able to play with Bayek, but we'll guess we're going to find out a bit more very soon. And the big news is the game is expected to launch this year, so it looks like Assassin's Creed is going back to annual cycles. Very interesting. Of course, we're going to get all the details of Ubisoft's press conference, but this is apparently going to be one of their big surprises at the show. It doesn't look like we're going to get more Origins DLC. Looks like that ship has sailed for now, and it looks like Assassin's Creed Odyssey is where the future lies for the franchise. So more Ubisoft's press conference as we get it. What Ubisoft have confirmed, what we know for sure is going to be there, is The Division 2. So the game got officially unveiled a couple of months back via a Twitch stream with the state of the game. Division 2 was revealed basically just we got a logo. We found a bit more information about the fact that the Division 1 was going to get a bit more content ahead of launch, and that you're actually going to be able to transfer your Division 1 save stuff across to Division 2, which is really neat depending on what format you're on. We also saw a new trailer and gameplay during the Xbox conference over the weekend. The game looks slick, really sweet. We now know it's going to be set in Washington DC, so this kind of got a bit of a post-apocalyptic feel to it. You saw a deer running through a plane cockpit. You saw a massive Christmas tree lit up. It all looks pretty awesome. It's going to be developed by Massive Entertainment, Red Storm, and Ubisoft Reflections. It's releasing in March 2019, and there is going to be a beta upcoming. The game, of course, is going to be using the Snowdrop engine, and we're expected to find out a lot more about Division 2 at the Ubisoft press conference. Something we know less about, but we know is coming: Beyond Good and Evil 2. Except it's kind of hard to call it 2 because this is actually going to be a prequel to Jade's original adventure all those years ago. So this was revealed last year, much to everyone's delight, and it is confirmed to be at this year's E3. Michael Ansel, the game's designer, confirmed that the game tech has been in development for 3 years, and this is an online-based prequel from Ubisoft Montpellier. So Ansel actually said, "We've been working very hard just on the technology across 3 years' time. Today we have a seamless online playground where we can travel across space at the speed of light. We can explore mysterious cities and discover unknown lands by ourselves or with friends, and we want you to participate in the making of this great adventure." So we know there are going to be private demos for press at E3, so we're probably not going to get as much information as we might like, and there is very limited news for the game at the moment, though we have seen some gameplay as part of the Space Monkey Report live streams. What we do know is that the game's timeline looks a little bit something like this. So in 2040 on Earth, it was the golden age of science, Many inventions were changing how humans saw the world, including a propulsion engine that allowed for rapid travel through space and expanded the limits of space exploration. In 2063, the Earth was in crisis. Technology was starting to turn against humans, so humans were starting to resort to more outdated ways of communicating. In 2086, the first talking hybrid, Page, was created, and hybrids play a big part in experimentation. In 2108, humanity has to leave Earth. Expeditions are launched to systems 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and once they leave Earth, contact is lost and their progress is not known. In 2225, Ganesha's city is founded in System 3, and it's the start of the mass colonization in the system. Then in 2314, a giant ship containing a large amount of humanity and hybrid life is mysteriously attacked. Previously a peaceful system, this is a trigger for the emergence of space pirates. 2360, the solar system has become rich pickings for the criminally minded, and this is now the golden age of piracy. And then on an unknown date, Jade is born during a dangerous period in System 3 and before the events of Beyond Good and Evil 2. Not only are pirates a problem, there are also mysterious events that threaten human life. So that's quite a bit of information, but we're expected to learn a lot more at E3. I can't wait for Beyond Good and Evil 2. It has been so many years since the original, and it is one of my all-time games, top 20 very easily. Very excited. The online multiplayer thing kind of freaks me out a little bit, but I'm sure Ubisoft will reassure me as they have done many of his games in the past. Looking forward to seeing more. Now, one of the other big leaks that Ubisoft has unfortunately been unable to contain is a new Splinter Cell game. Yes, finally. Sam Fisher recently appeared in Ghost Recon Wildlands, but thanks to good old Walmart Canada, because they've been at it again, as well as Amazon Canada, because they've also been at it, it looks like Splinter Cell is making a return. We don't know which formats exactly yet. We don't even know much about the game, but we know it exists. It could be a co-op focus. The Ghost Recon Wildlands cameo could actually hint at something bigger, so there could be a co-op focus, and that's something that has been explored in the past in Splinter Cell. And Michael Ironside, more excitingly, is expected to reprise his role as Sam Fisher. So we've not actually had a Splinter Cell game since Blacklist back in 2013, so it's been a while. We're expecting some big things. Very excited to learn more about the future of Splinter Cell. Hope it actually does get unveiled at Ubisoft's press conference. I wouldn't expect it to come out this year. It's probably going to be a 2019 game, but any news is great news as far as I'm concerned. So look forward to something Splinter Cell related at the Ubisoft press conference. Speaking about games that were revealed last year, Transference. It's a game from Elijah Wood's studio Spectravision, and it looks like it's a PSVR game only. It's an intense and unsettling thriller, which is also from Ubisoft Montreal, and it was expected to release in spring 2018, but we haven't had any news yet, although we are expecting more details at this show. Essentially, what we do know about the game is it explores subjects like PTSD, and it tries to bridge the gap between films and games, using real-life footage to put players in stressful situations. Having looked through around about the game, we found Upload VR gave a sneak peek having a bit of time with the game last year. So they said, throughout it all, nothing is ever quite what it seems. Since this is intended to be a digital recreation of someone's traumatized memories, things are inconsistent and glitchy. Doors morph and move around as we walk past them, pictures on the walls vanish and reappear seemingly at random, some items even bounce in and out of view as if to imply the memories are fragmented and incomplete. It sounds fascinating, and we really want to learn much more about this, and we hope to find out more at E3. Another game that was unveiled last year is Starlink Battle for Atlas, which is another toys come to life game similar in vein to Skylanders and Lego Dimensions. This time they're bringing toy spaceships, plastic toys with swappable pilots, wings and weapons. Basically you attach the vehicle to your controller and then it is recognized in the game. And we also know there's a custom attachment system for the Joy-Con grip on Switch. Ubisoft wants to make a Starlink toy line an achievable collection, and last year 3 ships were shown off in the previews, one favouring speed and agility, one armour and survivability, and one striking a balance between the two. Players can create a team of starfighter pilots to fight against the known Forgotten Legion. It's been developed by Ubisoft Toronto and is expected to release in the fall of 2018 on Switch, PS4 and Xbox One, so expect a lot more on Starlink Battle for Atlas at Ubisoft's E3 conference. And another one we should hear a lot more about is Skull and Bones, long-awaited open-world pirate adventure from Ubisoft. It was properly revealed again at last year's E3. It's an open-world pirate adventure from Ubisoft Singapore that is expected in 2019, maybe 2020, on PC, PS4 and Xbox One. This is focused on naval warfare and based on the concept of battles from way back Assassin's Creed Black Flag. So this third-person adventure sees you set sail on the Indian Ocean in the single-player campaign, or you can have 5 others to ally with or fight against you. It's focused on naval warfare because you can use things like wind positioning to gain battle advantages. You also collect ships in the game, including sloops of war, frigates and brigantines. You'll use mortars, broadside cannons and rockets to destroy and defeat your enemies. And there's a loot hunt, which is a core multiplayer mode where 2 groups go against each other for treasure hunting. We do know as well, at the moment at least, that microtransactions are expected in the game. So we're expected to hear a lot more about Skull and Bones. It's been a bit of an enigmatic game over the years. We have known about its existence for a little while now, but more to be revealed at E3, we suspect. And finally, to close out the things that are pretty much semi-confirmed, is the Rabbids Donkey Kong DLC, which we know is due out this month. It's a story DLC for Mario and Rabbids, and you must thwart Rabbid Donkey Kong in the game. It also adds Donkey Kong as a playable character, and he can pick up and throw anything in the game, which reshapes battle arenas entirely. For example, you can actually pick up and throw Cranky Kong. Cranky Kong also is available in the game, and his cane is used as a close-range, widespread weapon called the Boom Bow. The Rabbids Donkey Kong DLC can be purchased as part of the game's Season Pass for $15.99, or it will be sold separately. We're expecting more details at the show. And there's also a few rumors to go around as well. So it's pretty much a lock that we're going to see something Just Dance related for all formats. Just Dance 2019 is expected in some form. We don't know what form exactly, but we'll probably see Just Dance at the show. Potentially Mario Rabbids 2, the game was such a surprise sleeper hit for Switch. It did so well that it's been rumored that the sequel is already well deep in development and could be revealed very soon. It's also expected that Ubisoft will announce some exclusive Switch title of some distinction, maybe even featuring Nintendo characters as before. We don't know anything about it, but we suspect we might hear something at the show. For Honor is also teasing a huge announcement. What that announcement is anyone's guess, but they've even gone as far as to mention it in the game, saying something to the effect of, "This is the biggest announcement we've ever made." Even bigger than the game's announcement a couple of years back. That's a pretty bold claim. There has been suggestion that a Prince of Persia character could be added to the game, so that would be a nice way of reusing a dormant franchise for Ubisoft. We're very interested to see what this announcement could be that's so big. We're expected to hear more about it at E3. The Division studio is also expected to be working on a Battle Royale game, as the rumors suggest. Now, everyone seems to be working on a Battle Royale game, and it doesn't seem like too much of a leap that Ubisoft would have something in the pipeline for that as well. We may learn more about this at E3, who knows, we're not sure. We're expected to get a bit more Far Cry 5 DLC news. Remember, there are 2 packs still to come. Hours of Darkness just launched last week, so they're probably going to dedicate a bit of time maybe to Far Cry Arcade as well, so there should be some more details on that. And the big one is that Watch Dogs 3 is expected to get unveiled. Watch Dogs 1 was a big hyped project from Ubisoft. It didn't quite meet expectation. Watch Dogs 2 was a much better game with a much more endearing lead. So Watch Dogs 3 appears to have been teased in the past to have a UK setting, and we're expected to hear more at E3. In addition, we know that James Cameron is producing the new Avatar movies, and we know that Ubisoft are involved in the making of those Avatar games. So we may see something more about that at E3, although we're not expecting the second Avatar movie for at least another year. Probably longer, who knows. Delays are constant with those movies at the moment. But we do know that Avatar games are in development at Ubisoft, as the original game was in development at Ubisoft, so maybe we'll get a glimpse of that at E3. And that pretty much sums it up. It's quite a busy show. As you say, sadly for Ubisoft, it seems like a lot of things have already leaked ahead of time, unlike Bethesda, which actually had quite a nice few surprises for everyone over the weekend, and Xbox as well. But then again, who knows? I mean, maybe the leaks are wrong, but it seems, but based on the current trend of things, they are likely going to be right. But we're expected to see a lot of cool stuff at E3. It'd be very great to see Splinter Cell, especially. Looking forward to seeing that come back out in the future. Thanks very much for watching. We still got a couple more to get through, including Sony and Nintendo. If you're liking the video, don't forget to leave us a comment below, and don't forget to drop us a subscribe as well, and we'll see you for the next one.